Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is a live recording of a 45-minute full body flow. I do use my block for some support today. If you've got a table, a chair, even a wall close by to hold onto for a few things that we do, you may find it useful. A little bit of space to move is always good as well. And let's get started. I think we'll start in child's pose today. So you can come on down. Bring your knees out wide, your big toes together. Feel free to reach your arms out in front. Maybe even take a gentle sway of your shoulders. And start to slowly melt it down a little more and a little more till maybe your forehead can rest. And then take a slow, deep breath in. And let it go. Do that again, a slow, deep breath in. And out. So that one more time, a slow, deep inhale. Maybe feel your chest lift up a little. And then as you let it go, maybe your chest kind of falls back down. Just taking a few more moments here. Slow down your day. Scan your body from your fingertips all the way to your toes. Just notice how you are feeling. Maybe trying to relax or soften a little bit more in any areas of your body where you're feeling a little, maybe uncomfortable, a little tighter than other areas. And stay for just another breath or two. And then you can use an inhale to lift slowly through your chest, your head. You might walk your hands back towards your knees. We're going to stay seated. If you want to quickly flip to a cross-legged seat, you could, or you can stay on your heels or even stand on your knees, but we're going to warm up with a little seated cat and cow. So you can start to kind of pull the shoulders forwards a little. Tuck your chin towards your collarbone. If you want to add arms to this, you could interlace your fingers and push your palms forwards and away from you. And then you can start to lift your chest, lengthen your spine, maybe a little bit of a back bend. Maybe pull the shoulders back, maybe lift the chin. Your hands could find your hips. And then slowly start to round again. Shrug your shoulders forwards. Maybe you will interlace your fingers. Push your palms away. Give your belly a squeeze. And then start to inhale and lift your chest again. Open up as you pull the shoulders back. You could interlace your hands behind you or just keep your hands on your hips. Maybe lift the chin. And then let's do that one more time. Shrug your shoulders forwards. Tuck your chin, squeeze your belly, kind of round the spine a little. And then inhale, lift your chest, shoulders back one more time. Maybe lifting your chin. And release. We can bring our hands down. We can come into tabletop. So spread your fingers out nice and wide. Maybe give your hips a sway. If you were sitting on your ankles or heels, you might want to shake them out a little. And then let's tuck our toes. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift on up into downward facing dog. Take a moment, maybe pedal your feet a few times. Maybe be still, but just breathe. Let go of your day. Stay for just another breath in our downward dog, and then use an inhale and start to look forwards. With your exhale, you can walk to the top of your mat. Take as many steps as you would like. And once you get there, we're going to pause in our forward fold. You can have your feet as wide as you'd like so that you're balanced. Your upper body can get heavy. You can bend your knees. Arms can dangle. Maybe a gentle sway. Maybe be still. See if you can let your shoulders try to find your ears as you let your arms be really, really heavy. For the last moment here, you might tuck your chin towards your collarbone a little bit more as well. Take one more breath. Awesome, you guys. We're going to bend our knees more. You could roll up to standing like a rag doll or find your way up in any way that works for you. But make your way all the way up so that you're standing tall, the top of your mat. Once you're there, you might roll the shoulders back and down. Start to spread your fingers out a little wider and inhale. As you reach your arms up, with your exhale, you can fold forwards. Inhale into a half lift. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, folding forwards again. Bend your knees. Inhale all the way up. Reach up. Exhale, lower your arms to your sides. Take a shoulder roll if you want one. Big inhale to reach up. And exhale to fold forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, folding forwards. Bend your knees. Inhale, all the way up again. Reach up. Exhale as you lower your arms. Add your shoulder roll if you want to. And then a big inhale to reach up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up again. Reach up. Exhale, lower your arms to your sides. We're going to stay standing. You can interlace your fingers in front of your chest. Turn your palms to face forwards. Take that little shrug of your shoulders, a little round through your spine, a little tuck of your chin. And just try to open up between your shoulder blades. Nice, you guys. As you inhale, start to release your arms. Maybe hands find the hips. Lift your chest. You could lift your chin. Your hands could find your low back. Arching through the back a touch. And then relax, come so that you're just standing tall. Let your arms fall to your sides. Take a shoulder roll if you want one. And then with a big inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale into a half lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step your feet back into downward facing dog. Take a moment here, push into your hands, maybe pedal your feet a touch, look to your toes or maybe even close your eyes. Feel the length through your arms, feel the length through your legs. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, lower your knees down to your mat. Tabletop, then bring your big toes together. Send your hips back like you're coming into child's pose, but look forwards. And then slowly start to lift back up. Bring your shoulders maybe past your fingertips a little. Open your feet. Bend your elbows, lower your chest. Keep your hips lifted, lower your chest. Maybe your chin, and then slide onto your tummy. Inhale, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back for a low cobra. We're going to push ourselves all the way back into child's pose. So maybe your big toes can move together as you start to send your hips back towards your heels. Once you get there, look forwards again. Let an inhale bring you back, kind of your half plank. Open your feet up. Bend your elbows, slowly lower your chest. Maybe keep those hips lifted, lower your chest. Slide onto your belly. Take a shoulder roll, cobra, lift the chest, and then push yourself all the way back into your child's pose again. Big toes can come together. Can we do that one more time? Look forwards. Inhale. Start to shift those shoulders forwards to the fingertips. Open the feet a little. Bend your elbows. Lower your chest. Maybe keep the hips lifted. Slide onto your belly. Take a shoulder roll, cobra, and then push yourself back into child's pose. And this time we can stay. We can stay in our child's pose. So if you do want to scoot your knees a little wider, a little closer together, you can do that. But take a moment to slow down again. Maybe a nice deep breath in and deep breath out. Just relax through your arms, relax through your shoulders. And when you're feeling good, use an inhale to lift again. Come back into your tabletop, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Maybe a gentle sway of those hips side to side first, but then you can tuck your toes and lift into downward facing dog. When you're ready for it, push into your hands. Maybe take a little pedal of the feet, sending your hips nice and high. We're going to bring our feet together. You can inhale your right foot up. Look to your hands. We're going to step that foot forwards all the way into a lunge. So bring your right foot to the top of your mat. Stay on your back, the ball of your back foot, but you can have your knee down or you can have your knee lifted, but have your back heel lifted. And then if you want to lift your chest, we can find our crescent lunge. So bend the front knee. Maybe your back knee is down. Maybe your back knee is lifted. Your hands can be on your knee, or you can sweep your arms up. Enjoy a few breaths here. Get a little warmer. Push into your feet. Try to touch the ceiling above you or the sky above you if you're outside. Lengthening through the arms, the upper body. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, lean forwards, bring your hands down to your mat. Once you're in your lunge, take an inhale to look forwards a little more. Exhale, bring your back foot to the top of your mat. Inhale into a half lift. And as you exhale, we're going to fold again. Plant your hands. You're going to take your left foot right back where it came from. Except this time, let's lower our knee, everyone. Untuck your toes, rest on the top of your foot. We're going to heel toe our right foot off to the side. So set up a lizard. You can bring your hands under your shoulders. You might push into your back foot, lift your knee for a second. Take all the weight out of that knee and then gently rest it back down. Give your hips a chance to soften a little. Your shoulders soften as well. Awesome job, you guys. Take one more breath in your lizard. And then you can heel toe that right foot back to the middle of your mat, back into a lunge where we can tuck our back toes. We're going to find our crescent lunge again. You can keep your knee down or you can lift it up. You might start to lift your chest though too, hands to the front knee, or reach up, maybe even look up. And then really try to lengthen through your arms, try to touch whatever it is that's above you. Beautiful, you guys. Push the ground away into your feet. One more inhale. If you're reaching up, let the exhale. Bring your hands down. From your lunge, take an inhale to look forwards. Exhale, bring your back foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhaling all the way up to standing. Reach up. Exhale. Lower your arms down to your sides. You could take a shoulder roll if you want one, but you can start to interlace your fingers again in front of your chest. Push your hands away. Give your belly button a squeeze. Tuck your chin. Shrug your shoulders forward. Just try to create some space between your shoulder blades. Nice, you guys. Use an inhale to lift your chest. Move your hands to your hips or maybe your low back. Maybe you lift your chin. One more breath. Before you relax, you come back to just standing tall, your arms to your sides. If you want another shoulder roll, take it. But then with a big inhale, your arms can reach up. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, folding forwards. Plant your hands. Step back into your downward facing dog. Push into your hands. Take a nice big inhale. With the exhale, lower your knees down to your mat, your tabletop, where your big toes can start to come back together. You can send the hips back like you're coming into child's pose. Our child's pose vinyasas. Look forwards. Let an inhale lift you. Bring the shoulders towards your fingertips. Open your feet up. Bend your elbows, lower your chest. Inhale as you slide onto your tummy. Take a shoulder roll for your cobra. Exhale, push all the way back into child's pose. Your big toes might come together as the hips find the heels. Then use an inhale, come forwards, open the feet. Exhale, bend the elbows. Lower the chest. Inhale onto your belly. Roll the shoulders back and down. Exhale. Push all the way back. Can we do that one more time if you want it. Then an inhale, bring you forwards. Open the feet, bend the elbows, lower the chest. Inhale onto your belly. Cobra. Exhale back into child's pose where we can stay for a moment. Make your adjustments. If you want the knees wider, or if you want your arms somewhere. But take a moment to slow down your breath again. Relax your shoulders. Notice how you're feeling now. When you are ready to move again, use an inhale to lift back into your tabletop. Hands under your shoulders, knees under the hips. Maybe a gentle sway of the hips first. Before you tuck your toes, lift on up. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. You can eventually work your feet towards one another. Then use an inhale to lift your left foot up any amount. Look forwards, big exhale as you pull that knee towards your chest and bring your foot between your hands into a lunge. So your knee can come down, our first crescent lunge. Keep your back heel lifted. Maybe your back knee is lifted too. Hands to the knee, lifting the chest or sweeping the arms up. Find your balance nice and strong through your arms if you're reaching up. Even the fingertips, spread them wide. Nice work, you guys. your feet a little, strong through the legs. Take one more inhale if you're reaching up. Let the exhale bring your hands down. Inhale to look forwards a bit. Exhale, bring your back foot to the top of your mat. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold again. Plant your hands. Take your right foot right back where it came from. Lower your knee this time for sure. Rest on the top of the back foot. And then you can heel toe the left foot to the left side of the mat. Move your hands under your shoulders. Set up your lizard. Maybe you'll push into that back foot. Lift the knee for a second. Bring it back down. Nice. Maybe a little bit lighter. And give your hips a chance to soften a little. The knees out to the side, the foot's out to the side. But our hips are centered. Nice job, you guys. We can heel toe our foot back to the middle of our mat and then tuck your back toes again. Take an inhale to look forwards a little bit. Let the exhale bring your back foot to the top of your mat. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, let your arms fall to your sides. Last time we're going to do this. Interlace your fingers in front of your chest. Push your palms forwards. Shrug the shoulders towards the front or whatever's above you, in front of you, I should say. Little squeeze of the belly. Let an inhale. Lift the chest, the chin, your hands to your hips or your low back. And then release. Stand tall. Let your arms fall back to the sides. Roll your shoulders back and down. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale. Folding forwards. Inhale into a half lift. As you exhale, fold, plant your hands, step all the way back into downward facing dog. And then let's bring our feet together. Lift your heels so you're kind of on the balls of your feet. We're going to slowly lower our knees to the ground. So we're going to end up maybe in a toe squat because we're on the balls of the feet. Maybe your knees can squeeze together as you slowly lower your knees down. And then once you get your knees to touch your mat, ideally our toes are tucked under, but you can tuck them under if they aren't. Push into your hands, send your hips back towards your heels. This is a weird toe squat. We're not going to lift our upper body. So just push into your hands, send your hips back towards your heels, kind of like those child's poses we've been doing, but now our toes are tucked under. Nice work, you guys. Okay, come forward. So shift your shoulders forward so you can come off of your feet. Untuck those toes. Give them a little shake if you need to. And now we get to do just a little bit of fun stuff. If you want to have something to hold onto, you can grab something or you can be beside a wall or again, a table or anything at all. But either have that thing in front of you or beside you. We're going to be on our feet. So you can start, you could sit on your heels. This thing that might be in front of us, a lot of options here. You can stay sitting on your heels, resting on the tops of the feet. If you want to tuck your toes under again, you can take that into a toe squat. And then this thing that's in front of you maybe can help you maybe lift your knees. And this doesn't have to be a toe squat. If you are able to lift your knees and then try to drop the heels down, it's less of a toe squat and more of an ankle stretch, but you don't have to lift your knees, especially if it doesn't feel good. if you are lifting your knees, or even if your knees are down, you don't have to be leaning forwards and holding on to anything. You can start to bring some more length into the spine, maybe trying to stack the shoulders over the hips. You get nice and wobbly. Me too. Stare at one thing that is not moving. And then if you've got your knees lifted up, we can come back down for a moment. Few options. So you can stay. If you're going to float with me, we're going to float our knees up again. But if you've had quite enough of that, you could actually go into butterfly. You can take a seat. You can bring the soles of your feet together. You can stay in your toe squat. Maybe you're sitting on the tops of the feet. Maybe you're here. Maybe a little lift of the knees. But if you're going to join me, come back into your toe squat. Push into your item to lift your knees up. And then you can hang out here, or you can try to open the knees and kind of float your butterfly. Kind of like the heels, maybe the balls of the feet, edges of them may touch together. They may not, but you can try it and you can continue to hold on to something, or you can start to get a little taller, a little longer through your spine, and maybe you get lucky and you balance. Take another breath or two wherever you happen to be. We're all going to meet in butterfly in a seated, comfortable butterfly. Your knees are out wide and you're floating them. Bring them in, bring them down, come off of your heels, your feet. That might have been a nice deep ankle. Well, strengthening the ankles and stretching the ankles. So you're feeling some ankle stuff. Shake them out a little. We're meeting in butterfly. Take your time though to get there. No rush. Lengthening through your spine. Maybe closing your eyes. You can stay sitting tall. You could take a tip forward. Just one more breath. You can lift back up so that you're sitting tall again. And then our knees can find their way back together. And give them a hug, maybe a rock side to side. And lean back a little bit to free up your legs a little more. You can have your feet maybe hip width apart, maybe wider than that, but rock the knees side to side a few times. We're going to let our knees fall over towards the left. You can let them fall as far as they want to fall. You can kind of encourage them a little bit more down if that feels good. And then you could also cross your left foot on top of the right knee. And feeling that right leg, maybe the left one too. And whatever your legs are doing right now, just notice your upper body. Maybe just start with your gaze, turning your gaze towards the right. Maybe the shoulders will move ever so slightly. Maybe the chest will move ever so slightly. And just start to bring the gaze back forwards. Your legs are crossed. Uncross them. Lift the knees back up. Take a couple rocks side to side if you want to shake it out a little. Eventually, our knees will fall to the right. And you can let them fall just as much as they want to. You can encourage them a little further by turning your hips a little bit. And maybe your right foot will rest on top of the left knee. Maybe you'll turn your gaze to the left. Even if your eyes are closed, you can still turn your head, your chin to the left. Maybe the shoulders move a little. Maybe the chest turns a little. Slowly bring your gaze back, facing forwards. Uncross your legs if they're crossed. Lift the knees. You can rock the knees side to side a few times if you want to lean forward though, and give them a hug. You can do that too. We will be laying on our backs. You can roll on down. Maybe pull your knees towards your chest or keep your feet on the ground. Couple rocks side to side may feel good. Giving your low back a nice massage. You have your feet lifted up. You can start to bring them back down. And then we're just going to cross our right foot over top of the left quad. Figure 4, you can keep your left foot down or you can lift it. Hug the legs towards the chest, any amount. And you can decide too, if that left foot's lifted up, it can lift really high, almost like you're trying to straighten your leg. Maybe even shine the ball of your foot, the bottom of your foot up. Flex the foot a little. And then you can also, with that left foot, let it fall towards your left glute. And maybe just relax that ankle completely. Just one more option here. If you want to hold your right leg, so your foot, your knee, so that you can let your left leg go and maybe slide out long, pretend you're in pigeon, but you're on your back. Hold that leg in place. And then if you're holding your foot, just let your foot go and hug your knee towards your chest. Maybe your left leg will go out long now. And then just one more breath here. And you can let go of your right knee. You can bring your left foot back too. Plant your feet, rock your knees side to side if you'd like. And then figure four, left foot crossing over top of the right quad. You can keep your right foot down. You can lift it. Do what you like to do. Or if you feel like moving your right leg a little bit more, you can send your foot up higher. Bring some length into the leg. Maybe flex the foot, shine the bottom of your foot up. Maybe you'll start to let your foot fall towards your hip, your glute, relaxing the ankle. Then you might stay here, or if you want to grab a hold of your left leg, maybe the knee, maybe the foot, let your right leg leave your foot. Maybe send it out long. Pigeon. You're holding onto your foot. You can let it go. Kind of bring the knee towards the chest. Maybe sending your right leg out long. Maybe it's already there. Give your knee a nice big hug though. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, relax, let go of your left knee. You can bring your right leg in too, if it's out long. Maybe a couple rocks of the knees side to side. Now for our twist, you can do what you usually do. Maybe your knees will stay bent. But if we want to find a little bit more length in our legs, in our twist, I'm just going to scooch over to the right side of my mat. So I've got some extra room. Our knees will be tipping over towards the left side. And then you can keep your knees nice and bent, or maybe you want to slide your feet further away. They can get as straight as you want them to get, or as they want to get. The straighter the legs, kind of the more heavier they get too. So that may take you deeper into the twist if it feels good to do so. Check in with your right shoulder. Reach that arm out wide just in case it starts to lift up on you. And then something else I like to do is actually just cross my ankles a little. Maybe that is the left just resting on top of the right, or the other way around. Just kind of hold the legs in place. Just an option. Take one more breath on this side. And if your legs are a little longer, straighter than they usually are, you can bend them in and lift them all the way. back up out of your twist. Take a moment just laying flat on your back. If you got to scooch to the other side of your mat so you've got space, move on over and start to let your knees tip to the right. Legs can stay bent, legs can go out a little longer. Maybe a little cross of the ankles. But then just check in with your left shoulder. Reach your arm out if it's starting to lift. Let's stay for just another breath here. And then you can start to move your legs again, maybe bending the knees first and then lifting them up. And out of your twist, maybe you've got to shimmy back to the middle of your mat. If you want to give your knees a hug, give them a hug. Just take a couple rocks side to side. If you want a happy baby, open the knees, reach for the feet. And then eventually letting your legs come back down if they are lifted in any way. You can start to make your way into Shavasana. Whatever that is going to look like for you today. Just finding stillness. Slowly, slowly start to move. With your fingers, your toes. Maybe your arms will end up above your head for a big stretch. And bending your knees. Rolling over. And find your way up into a comfy seat. When you're ready, maybe bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Awesome practice, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys very soon. Have a great day. Namaste.